During her trip to Guernsey, we caught up with author, life coach, and influencer Michelle Elman, who spoke about her journey to body
So
confidence.
I've had 15 surgeries from a brain tumour, a punctured intestine, a cyst in my brain, obstructed bowels, and I live with a condition called hydrocephalus. I think a lot of the time we talk about health, but we forget that health isn't just being fat. Health is also people who've had surgeries and people who live in hospital, and that is their day-to-day life.
When asked to write an autobiography at school, Michelle's work turned out 10 times the length of her peers. Years later, following another admission into hospital where she feared for her life, she decided it was time to edit and finally publish that school project.
So I dug it up, started editing it, started rewriting it completely because I hadn't really processed any of my emotions around my surgeries at that age, and that's where it began.
From a young age, Michelle thought plastic surgery was the answer to her confidence issues.
It was when I was like 10, 11, I got really hooked on the idea of plastic surgery, and it was only when I was 15 that I was like, wait, I've been out of hospital for 4 years, and by that point, that was the longest I'd been out of hospital. And I was like, for me to actually have plastic surgery, I'd actually need to go back to the place that caused the problem in the first place. And I kept thinking there must be another way to having plastic surgery. So I never even brought up the conversation again to my parents. But I just thought that was probably the beginning of like my body confidence journey, and the fact that I was like, there must be another way than having surgery again. I think my general purpose with my career in general is that I don't think you should have to go through the pain I went through in order to realise that your body is your only body and that it's important and that it's deserving of respect just simply for the fact that you're here and you're alive, and everybody has gone through some awful stuff that your body's helps you survive. Even if you aren't able to love your body yet, you can get this core appreciation and just respect for it. That's a really good place to start, and especially because I think a lot of the conversation around body positivity is this like overt love for your body where you look in the mirror and you exclaim how much you love yourself every day, and it's just not realistic. What actually happens is you start thinking about your body less, and I think that's what I really hope people start realising, is that you don't have to love your body every day, but you do need to love it enough for it to not hinder your life or stand in the way of your life, because your body's not an obstacle to your life, it's a vehicle in your life.
Many of the obstacles Michelle faced with her confidence came during her years in education.
And it became a running joke in the school. There was a Facebook group and everything called Michelle Stop Eating, and it was just part of one of the jokes, and I laughed along as well, but I think it was only later I kind of realised how much that can impact someone's self-esteem. Even later in university, it was always the reason or the excuse is like, oh no, I don't want to go to dance class, I don't want to be the fat girl in the back. Like, all of these excuses were just reasons to miss out on opportunities and fun that you could be having with your friends, and simple things like that. But as you go later in life, it becomes bigger things, and I think more and more as you give that fear power, it starts taking over other aspects of your life even more.
Michelle said this has been a problem in society for many years.
There was only one body type that was seen as acceptable, and yes, that body type changes over time. Like, it went from size 0 only to almost a Kim Kardashian figure where you were allowed to have curves, but it had to be curves in the right places. But it's still this beauty ideal that there is a trendy body and there is a body that doesn't look right, there is a body that doesn't fit in. And until we get rid of that beauty ideal, we're not going to stop this pressure that especially younger girls are getting to look a certain way, or that you need to look a certain way in order to achieve your dreams. And that's kind of the message that a lot of diet companies use, is that your dream life starts after that 10-pound weight loss or that 20-pound weight loss. And I just want to get rid of that idea, because you can keep pushing that. Like, you lose those 10 pounds and then suddenly it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll lose 20. And it's always going to be the excuse, because your body is the most permanent excuse you have if you want to use it as an excuse. And then as I finished my psychology degree, got trained as a life coach and started working with people with body confidence issues, one day someone said to me, how can you help people with body confidence issues when you don't wear a bikini? And so that ended up turning into my campaign called Scar Not Scared, and I launched it with my first ever bikini photo. And you truly don't realise how different your body is until you go viral for a bikini picture. And my body wasn't what I thought a bikini body looked like, but I had fun and I enjoyed it, and I did think I looked beautiful. And it was kind of that final marker to show how much my my opinion of myself had changed over the years.